Nick, should the Miami Heat go star hunting
We
after
need.
losing out on
I,
Damian Lillard?
I think we need to.
Mm.
I think
I
we.
I got to be honest with you, I completely disagree. And I emphatically disagree, actually. I don't. First off, name me the guys out there, right? Zach LaVine, he's not a mover. Okay, he's not. He's not a needle mover. He's not.
You
Is
don't
he
think
top
so?
20? No, he's not top 20. Let's not do that.
He's probably like top like
I,
30, 40.
yeah, and that's where I mean, ain't nobody who's barely top 30 or top 40 is a needle mover. He's not. He's just not. He's better than Tyler Hero, but like I feel like we're splitting hairs here if we're being honest with you. Okay, if I'm being honest with you, I tell me what Zach LaVine has done that's so special.
Zach LaVine is a two-time All-Star.
What does All Star mean nowadays?
Zach,
What does it mean nowadays with the reserves? It's like the Pro Bowl. What does it mean nowadays?
no, I understand what you're saying, but
So
Zach,
I mean, I hear you. It's a nice award nowadays. Sure, I like that, but
but you also got to.
realistically, what has Zach LaVine done besides he's a 25 plus per game scorer, right? What does he do?
That's the biggest.
But Tyler Hero is 24, 23 years old. He just averaged 20 points per game.
He's too hurt.
Who?
Tyler, and well, so is Zach. But
Zach got injured too.
but my thing about Zach LaVine is what a lot of people don't see is that, like, yes, we have Jimmy who guards who guards the perimeter and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you add Zach, Zach is another two-way guard that you can also rely on both ends. If Jimmy has a hard matchup, Jimmy can focus on the defensive end, stopping the best guys. Zach can take over offensively. He's carried an offense, which he's been doing for a while in Chicago before DeMar came.
Mm-hmm.
And then on vice versa, like if Zach says, "Yo, I'll lock this guy up," Jimmy can go off. And honestly, I feel like when it comes to the Miami Heat, I think we just need a better regular season player. Like yes, Tyler's been great for us in the regular season. Not that great in the playoffs, hasn't been healthy. But when you look at a guy like Zach LaVine, like I said, the two-way ability is there. Zach LaVine is a 25, 26 point per game scorer during the year.
Mm-hmm.
If he could, he plays between 60 and 75 games a year.
Mm-hmm.
If Zach can come in and be that regular season guy, Jimmy can ultimately do what he wants. Jimmy can coast during the regular season. And when the playoffs come, Zach could take a little bit of a step back and Jimmy can go nuts. And I feel like Zach LaVine is not that bad of a pick and roll player where he can play with Bam Adebayo. Zach LaVine's not a stagnant player where Zach LaVine can play off of Bam Adebayo, which is ultimately what I wanted in Damian Lillard.
Yeah, Nick.
That's another thing we didn't talk about earlier. Are you cutting me off?
No, I know. I just.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you look at just to like bring this back a little bit, when you look at the guys that the Milwaukee Bucks have, Damian Lillard would have been a better fit in the Miami Heat. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on my show.
Yeah.
Is that like the reason he wanted to go to Miami for a reason?
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's in Milwaukee, when it comes to the offense and being the point guard, it's like Portland all over again.
Mm.
You're the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the main guy because they have Giannis, but when you're looking at it from a half-point perspective, you're the main guy.
He's going to be the number one scoring option.
You're the main, especially in the half-court offense. You're the main
and in the
guy.
fourth quarter.
Exactly. Exactly. You're the main guy. You have the ball in your hands. You make all the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have went to the Miami Heat, you didn't have to do all that.
No.
Because you have guys like Jimmy you can play off of. You can play off ball with guys like Bam Adebayo. You can, like, even if we didn't trade Kyle Lowry, like, you could have played off guys like Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
You could have played off of guys like Caleb Martin if he didn't get traded. Like, it would have been a lot less of a load for Damian Lillard, but like, I get it why you ultimately chose Milwaukee, because like
he didn't choose it. He didn't choose it.
But
Nick, this is what I want to get back to the Zach LaVine point, right? Tell me when, huh?
All right. I said, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay. No, it's okay. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Devin Booker's better than Zach LaVine.
Of course.
Paul George is better than Zach LaVine.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown is better than Zach LaVine.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell is better than Zach LaVine.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards is better than Zach LaVine.
Give me Anthony Edwards one more year, especially after the time he just spent with Team USA. Give me
So
Zach.
you believe Anthony Edwards will be better than
at the end? If we have this conversation at the end of next year, if Anthony Edwards makes that little bit of a leap, then yes, I'll go Anthony Edwards over Zach LaVine.
Okay. Bradley Beal is better than Zach LaVine.
I have to give Bradley Beal his respect because Bradley Beal is a 30-point per game scorer, but everything that he lacks on defense, Zach LaVine has.
Okay.
Yes, Bradley Beal is a better offensive player because Bradley Beal can pass the ball, he can create his own mid-range shot. But like we're talking about Bradley Beal and then like Zach LaVine.
Yeah, no.
Zach LaVine has really come into his own as an offensive player.
That's fair. But my whole point of listing those names off of you is we've gotten to the 7th, and Zach LaVine can be pretty much ranked at the 7th best shooting guard in the entire league. Okay. And for me right there, not okay with going after a guy who's just the 7th best player at his own position.
So my thing about that is that you're talking about guys all around the league. Half of the guys that you mentioned are in the Western Conference.
That doesn't change anything for me because it's the point about, and I think you're forgetting this, Nick. So let me remind you what we have done, right? With this almost current roster, similar. We've been in the Eastern Conference 3 out of the last 4 years.
Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo.
We've been in the finals 2 out of the last 4 years.
Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo.
Exactly. We've done that with both runs. A lot less. Without Dragic, and Bam was injured. And then this past year, Jimmy was injured and no Tyler Hero. I don't need Zach LaVine.
Wait. B.
Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, the bubble year was mainly Goran. He was leading scorer, everything. And Tyler. Who were some of the main guys this year? The past year we went to the finals.
As scorers?
Yes, besides Bam, besides Jimmy.
Well, yeah, obviously Jimmy. But in the Eastern Conference, it was Caleb.
Okay.
And then Duncan gave his spurts here and there, so some mostly in the early in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Yeah. But again,
you're missing two very important pieces that are no longer Miami Heat players.
Oh, Strus and Vincent.
Exactly.
Okay. Here, you know why I forgot them? Because I'm sorry, they're solid players. They ain't needle movers. They ain't game changers. Let me tell you this, Nick. Let me tell you this. We're the Miami Heat. You don't think that we can find two guys to do what Gabe Vincent and Max Strus did?
No, absolutely.
They're replaceable. They're not these guys that are like, holy shit. We could go out and find other guys. I'm actually happy we got Duncan over Max Strus. I think Duncan is more lethal from the three-point line. And I can show you the tape where the defensive players believe the same thing I do because they'll suck in on a Duncan Robinson more than they will a Max Strus leading a Bam or whoever else that the roller is wide open.
I think Max is the better player. Max is a way better defender.
I didn't say better player. I said lethal shooter.
Okay, but I'm taking because you got to think we're all about Heat culture. So when it comes to Heat culture, we're all about the two-way ability. You have to be able to play defense and score on the offensive end. I think Max was the better player.
Yeah, and all the guy that was an elite defender. He was a solid defender.
I'm not saying they're elite.
Like this is Max Strus, like you said. This is Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson is like down here. It's not like this. I think Duncan Robinson should get a little bit more respect. Is he athletically and physically not gifted at all defensively? No, but he's 6'7". He's got long ass arms, and he's a smart defender.
Like to call fouls on him.
Huh?
They do love to call fouls on him.
Well, yeah, they love to. Yeah, exactly. But again. He's 6'7". He's got those long ass arms, and he's a smart defender. He doesn't really. He understands his deficiencies defensively, right? He understands that. But we're getting into Gabe Vincent and Max Strus are replaceable players. So for
I think Gabe is a needle mover. I think losing Gabe
no,
really
he's
hurt.
not. No, I'm sorry. I'm no disrespect to Gabe Vincent. He's not a needle mover.
Are we not going to talk about last year? I think it was game 1 or game 2 when we played in Boston. We're not going to talk about when Gabe iced the game. He put Jason Tatum on his
He had
ass.
his moments.
And
He
then we're
had his
not going to
moments.
talk about when we were in Miami. We're
Yeah.
about to lose. We're about to lose against the Milwaukee Bucks in game 4. And Gabe hit that. Was it game 4? No, it was game 5 in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We were like, yo, we're down 4. It's 30 seconds left. They inbound the ball. Gabe shoots a fucking 3-pointer, put us down 2. We play defense, get Jimmy the ball, and Jimmy comes in, pushes Drew Holiday, gets the inbound play. We don't get that without Gabe Vincent.
I'm not disrespecting Gabe. I'm not trying to. If I am,
I'm just saying, man.
He's not this guy, and I understand the love. He's not this guy that we're gonna be like, oh my god, we're missing him. He's a replaceable dude. He is. He just is. He's a guy that we found late. I don't forget if he was undrafted or whatever.
He was undrafted.
Okay,
signed a two-way from
exactly.
Santa Barbara.
So he's a guy that the Miami Heat have built a culture on. A guy that we can go out and find another Gabe Vincent. We could go find another Max Strus. These are guys that we can go find and easily develop. That's what the Miami Heat do. We have Kyle Lowry. I'm thinking we're going to sign Goran Dragic.
I don't think so. I love Goran, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think he comes back. He's going to get a minimum veteran deal. There's no drawbacks to not bringing him in. He's good for the locker room. He's good for the culture. He's good. Players love him.
On a fucking Udonis Haslem deal, like you give him a minimum and you let him.
He was a productive player.
He played for us like 4 or 5 years ago.
What does that have to do with anything?
No.
I'm not saying he wasn't a product. I'm saying he was for his age and for the minutes he was getting, he was a productive player for the Brooklyn Nets and then whoever the other team that he played for.
He played for the Milwaukee Bucks.
And the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not saying you're missing my point with Goran Dragic. I'm not saying playing 30 plus minutes.
No.
10, 11 minutes is fine with me. To spell. You're falling into the trap. Apologies for the mic. You're falling into the trap of we need to go find a star hunter. You need to listen to what Pat Riley said months ago in July. We're perfectly fine with our roster and we're perfectly fine running it back. We gonna be all right. We are. We're going to be all right. Nick, we were just in the freaking finals last year without Tyler Hero, our leading scorer. We just did that. We just went through Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. We just went through the New York Knicks. It should have been a sweep.
It should have
been a sweep.
I think we would have won in 5.
No, because if Jimmy doesn't go down in game, if Jimmy doesn't miss game 2, we beat them in game 2, and then we beat them already in game 3 and game 4. That's a sweep. That's a sweep. Then we go through my whole point is we just went through a damn run without Tyler Hero and that team. We're fine. Yes, I agree with you this. We need to have a better regular season. I think everybody can admit that we need to have a better regular season. And we're going to be all right with that. I'm just going to spell it out for you like this, Nick. It's 5 letters. And a guy that plays for your New York Jets, well, he's injured right now. RELAX. The Miami Heat are going to be all right. Like Kendrick Lamar said, we going to be all right. All right? We're going to be fine. We're going to be okay. Now, do you have anything else that you would like to conclude the Damian Lillard to Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat, anything else that you would like to conclude this conversation with?
I think
I got something. And I tweeted this multiple times and I said it on my TikTok. It is fuck Portland for life now.
Absolutely.
For life.
Absolutely. I think one of the I didn't believe it at first until Bleacher Report put it out. Bleacher Report, the title of the article says Blazers didn't go back to the Miami Heat. It says Portland never gave Miami a chance to make a final offer for Damian Lillard before accepting the Bucks deal. I think that's total bullshit. I think it's disgusting that they did that to us. I think it's terrible. I really thought it was Pat Riley. I really thought Pat was like, yeah, no, like we gave an offer and that was our final offer. Like, bro, this is not back in the day where like you could just do that. But the fact that they didn't give us the time and day to go get Damian Lillard, I think is ridiculous. That's the last thing I'm going to say about
Yeah,
that.
I mean the reports are
If
out
anybody
there.
wants my full disclosure, go watch the Trophy Room podcast coming out later today. Trophy Room Thursdays. My
There you
bad, I
go.
had to
And
do
the
that.
links are in the description for that. Go subscribe, go like his
Absolutely.
videos and everything like that. Yeah, the reports were out by the Miami Herald that they didn't come back to us. Not even reports, straight from the horse's mouth. Damian Lillard's agent said Miami Heat tried.
Yeah, they
It takes
literally listed everybody's name in our front office and said, "Yo, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
You guys did everything you could to make this happen."
He basically said this without saying this. It takes two to tango, and the Portland Trailblazers don't
Yes.
know how to play ball. That's it.
His
It's
exact
hard.
words, his exact words were, "It takes two to make a deal."
Exactly. It's hard to make a trade with someone who is so unwilling to do business with you. And Cronin obviously did not want to trade Damian Lillard to the Miami Heat. I will say this. Rich people do not like being told what to do. They don't. Ask any rich person. They don't like to be told what to do. And they're on, if you put them on a lie detector test, that thing would start beeping like crazy because they do not like to be cornered or told what to do. And when Damian, God bless you, and when Damian Lillard came out and said, I'm requesting a trade and I would like to, and I want to go to Miami. You think Cronin sat back and said, oh yeah, I like that. I respect that move. No, he went back and said, who you telling what to do? Now you're going to go where I want you to go. Now he saved face and saved his own ass and saved the outrage from the Portland Trailblazers fan base by sending him to Milwaukee, a place that can actually compete for a championship. Because God forbid he did send him to a Toronto or somewhere else.
I think his only other option, besides obviously the Bucks and us, I think
Brooklyn.
if he was Brooklyn. I think if he would have sent
Brooklyn
him,
wouldn't have been competing for a championship either. But that would have just made it, they wouldn't have. They would have probably been in the
it would
same
have made
tier.
them more. It would have made them.
They would have been tier 2 with the Sixers.
Thank you. I would have.
They would have been tier 2 with the Sixers, and that's perfectly fine. He saved face with that. It's so bad that when you look at the whole history of this deal, how badly Cronin did not want to trade Damian Lillard to Miami. I mean, early on, there were reports they wanted Bam. Okay. Early reports said that they wanted, knowing they weren't going to get Bam.
They wanted a whole bench.
Exactly.
And
knowing they weren't going to get Bam. They said instantly off the bat they didn't want Tyler Hero. You can't come out and say things like that.
But you'll take Drew Holiday.
Yeah, you can't say things like that and then also say in the same breath we're willing to do business with you because you're obviously so not. And then everybody's saying there wasn't this third team for Miami. Where have you been? Because the reports were Utah and Brooklyn were willing to give up a first-round pick for Tyler Hero. That is 2 first-rounders, bare minimum. Most likely we're going to get a second one from Miami. So that's 3 first-round picks, one of them from Utah or Brooklyn. You're getting Kyle Lowry, probably a veteran, similar player to Drew Holiday, not in the same vein. He's not the same player as Drew right now because he's aged, but a veteran presence who can come in there on an expiring deal and just help corral those young players that you got in Portland. You get a Jovic. You get another young rookie player that we have that I'm blanking off. What was that?
Jaime Jaquez.
No, I don't think he could have been a part of the trade unless we another kid. I'm blanking on his freaking name right now. But
Orlando Robinson, maybe, I don't know.
Besides the point, Nick. Besides the point.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Cronin just did not want this to happen. And listen, like I said, it's sour grape, sure, whatever. But I'm being as objective as I can, looking at the full picture. And it just screams to me he didn't want to play ball. He didn't. It was very much out of spite, not wanting to trade him to Miami because Damian Lillard requested it and said, I want to go to Miami. And again, I will end it with this, Nick. Rich people do not like to be told what to do. They like to be in control. And if anybody is a professional wrestling fan, especially a WWE fan, you know a guy by the name of Triple H. His theme song, the first words out of it, Nick, let me read it to you right now. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control and if you can take it. That is a rich person's mindset. That's what I got to end with that. All right, we've dived in deep into the Damian Lillard Miami Heat trade. That took a lot longer than I expected, but we had to get a little bit out of the out of there. And I do want to give a shout out to Lance Mansfield. He agrees with you, Nick. Delusion is real. You will. He meant miss Max and get don't get hyped up like that, Nick. All right, I stand 10 toes deep on my opinion. They are not get. I'm happy they got their money. They're good, solid players. Not replaceable and not game changers.
I miss those guys. I miss those guys already, especially because like
I love Duncan Robinson over both of those guys.
No, I love Duncan too. Of course, I love Duncan too. I was there when he had one of the best 3-point shooting
careers.
careers.
You were there this last season when he was coming in. He saved our asses. I forget which game it was. It's my memory shot. I smoked too much or whatever.
But I love Gabe, man. I loved Gabe as a two-way player when he was Kyle's backup. I thought he was really good. And not to be sentimental, but Max definitely holds a little place in my heart because I loved Max when he was at DePaul because he played with one of my high school buddies. Shout out to my boy Femi.
It
was right here.
Yeah.
And he played with one of my guys that I played with in high school, Femi Alujabi. Shout out to my guy. He's killing it in Taiwan, making all that money. And they played together. And I was tuned in to DePaul because Femi was there, and then Max just shined. I was like, whoa. Yeah. I was like, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. And then he got waived by the Celtics, waived by the Bulls. When he signed with the Miami Heat, I was like, yo, this is a match made in heaven. And look what he's become.
Yep. So we've got obviously
best of luck to my boys in LA. Best of luck to my boys in Cleveland. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. Heat Nation always, man.
Yeah. And listen, wishing them all luck in the world. But Miami Heat guys, boys, it's time to lock in. Let's get it. We're running it back.
Tyler Herro looking all that shit of him being in the lab, the front office not giving him what he wants. Tyler, you better come correct this year, bro. You've been 20 points per game the last 2 years. Stay healthy in the playoffs so people can actually know you're a good player. Mm-hmm. And I need to jump from 20 to at least 23, man.
Yeah, that's going to be that's an interesting develop, the Tyler Herro thing, how salty he's going to be.
We went through another year of trade rumors and didn't get fucking traded.
Yeah, he deleted everything off his Twitter too about the
Yes, he took us out the bio, everything.